Hey everybody, how are you? It's me, Key of Jeebs, old composer, decomposing, figuratively and literally before your eyes. And of course, this is called the Avocado Show. And it's a happy Aloha Friday stream on Twitch. If you're seeing this live, yay. Say hi to everybody on YouTube. If you're seeing this on the VOD, still yet, yay. Thanks for dropping by. Want to join us on Twitch, all the links are down below. And all that sort of fun stuff. Last stream I did was really fun. I just posted it on the VOD this morning. And a lot of good music, super eclectic stuff there. Even had a piece from Prokofiev. Had a pianist, a maestro, playing a piece from Prokofiev. So that goes to show you, we do a lot of stuff here on the stream. So we're just going to get right into it. I just want to let everybody know this is going to be a little shorter than normal. I got to keep an eye on my time. So I'm diving right in. I have probably about 15 already, 18 donos. I promise to slip in some Wheel of Cheese, the usual. If I don't get to the donos, you get pole position on the next time I stream. But let's just go ahead and start right now. So this first one is actually coming to us from one of our usual suspects, Judgment Kazi. And in the house right now, of course, I see you there lurking. And let's see what Judgment wants us to check out here. This is a track from the band Prodigy. The song is Invaders Must Die. So this is for Friday, he says. I've got something for fun for you tonight, Jeebs. This track will kick off the similar title album, Invaders Must Die, is a killer electronic track that's some absolutely thick bass synth work. The album came out in 2009 and has been a staple in my electronic music taste ever since. I shall enjoy, brother. Let's do this together. This is from Judgment Kazi. This is the song Invaders Must Die by the Prodigy. Let's go. I feel a sweep invading us. This is also in Hi-Fi Rush too, huh? That's what I've been playing lately. Yep, there's that screaming bass you were talking about.
We are Prodigy.
Giving me the Nine Inch Nail vibes. What do you guys think? I like this. I love the filtered sweeping builds on that bass. Yeah, but this definitely makes a great track for like a game like Hi-Fi Rush. Ba ba ba. They really just grind that melody into your head on two levels, yeah? A bass version and then the upper tier lead version of it. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe they have another remix for the Hi-Fi Rush one, because this little section might be a little bit of a challenge for some people to play Hi-Fi Rush to this.
We are the Prodigy.
Listen to what the low arrangement and the high arrangement are doing in support of each other's melody. Sounds like a sound you would find on Reason. Or Absinthe. Super great way to start off the track, Judgment. Thanks for the pump on this. I guess I remember Hi-Fi Rush, because I got it. I've played it. I didn't finish it, but I've played it. And this, without a doubt, definitely has a Hi-Fi Rush vibe to it. Except there was that one little section where the kick drops out. And unless you're like music centric, I know you kind of really rely on the thumping of a kick for Hi-Fi Rush, to obviously get the most power, so that you press the beat 'em up button on the beats, so you get double up powers and whatever. It was really fun. What they were doing there is what I mentioned earlier, is that you had a melody going from the higher range synth that was grinding on top. And then you had this kind of peel-off melody. Kind of every other note of this melody was being doubled an octave lower in that bass arrangement. I don't know that that was necessarily the bass of it, but a bass arrangement. Because a couple times in the track, I actually heard more of a bass a bass line. I know it sounds like I'm not making much sense, but how about this? A low-ranged arrangement. Low-ranged arrangement versus a bass line. Yep. So, yeah, that's true. If they chop it up into sections, then that definitely makes a lot of sense. So, thank you so much, Judgment. How are you? Got good plans for this weekend? I do. Good. I'm glad to hear that, man. I got a Dear John letter from a girl I was dating yesterday. So I'm going to make up for it this weekend. I'm going to go out with a friend of mine, and I'm going to have a bunch of Geritol party. Bwahaha. Next up, I know, it was quite the letter. I was like, wait, wow, I didn't expect that. Probably would have been more fun if I would have just got ghosted. Okay. So, the driver, you're up next. You see, look, see, Judgment? I'm whiffing. I'm just This next song here is called Vidyasagar. Vidyasagar, who's the composer, and the singer is Hariharan, and the name of the song is Walking in the Moonlight. And the driver says, this song is sung in the language of Malayalam, primarily spoken in the state of Kerala, India. This song also incorporates a lot of classical Indian musical touches, mainly from the singer. Classic Indian music also has its own solfegging system. True that. They have their own complete theory. which you'll hear in the song. Like most Indian songs, when you translate the lyrics, you'll get most perfect yet corniest lyrics to a love song you'll ever hear. That I'm aware of. This was released in 2000. Okay, let's go. All right, this is coming to us from the driver. What a cheesy trap sound. I like it.
Walking in the moonlight, I'm thinking of you. Listening to the raindrops, I'm thinking of you. Ilaman kannilude,
What a great rubbery tone in the bass.
Ilanir kanavilude, I'm thinking of you. Hey, Saloma. Oh, Saloma. Oh, Saloma. Oh, Saloma. Walking in the moonlight, I'm thinking of you. Listening to the raindrops.
There's this really soft lo-fi pad in the back that makes it nice and campy.
I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of you. Hey, Saloma. Oh, Saloma. Hey, Saloma. Oh, Saloma.
Oh my God, those brass adjacent sounds there are so classic. You know,
ദൂരത്തു കണ്ട അറിയാത്ത ഭാവം അരികത്ത് വന്നാൽ
very pop vibes, driver.
മുള്ളുള്ള വാക്ക് മുനയുള്ള
Like chord changes like that.
കാണുവാൻ കൗതുകം മുലയുന്ന പൂമൈ മദനന്റെ വില്ല് മലരമ്പ് പോലെ
Some chord change there.
വിടരുന്ന പനിനീർ പരുവം മനസ്സിനുള്ളിൽ ഹേ സലോമ 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 ഹേ സലോമ 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 ഹേ സലോമ 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 ഹേ
Clever, fun.
Saloma. I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of you. ഇളമാൻ കണ്ണിലൂടെ I'm thinking of you. ഇളനീർ കടവിലൂടെ I'm thinking of you.
You're so right about Driver. You're so right about those lyrics. But I love the texture of his voice. You know, a lot of singers from this area or from India and stuff have that wonderful riffiness to them. Oh my God, this reminds me like a virgin. Like a virgin. I love those little riffings, the riffage they do there. This section. Through and through the whole track, that shaker. And the engineer's having just the time of his life messing around with the pan pots. I just love the rubberiness of the bass.
Listening to the raindrops, I'm thinking of you.
Oh, that cheesy gliss on that horn. I like how someone's using the strumming of the guitar as just a percussive. You're right, man. This was a great, fun song. Super cheesy lyrics. The instrumentation, I don't know when this actually was released. It says 4 years ago, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't released 30 years ago or 25 years ago. And it's just a recent upload. The sounds of all the instruments that were used there, it almost sounds like, and I'm just going to say it, it's from 2000. I'm going to say it just sounds like it was probably done in somebody's, really small, cute little studio rig with maybe a laptop or something like that. That's not a bad thing. It definitely is not a jab. But even if it was purposely structured to sound that campy, some of those old sounds are hard to come by, especially that like faked kind of trumpety horn section that I was having fun with the bend. Beep, beep, beep. But going back to what you said earlier, yeah, the lyrics are kind of cheesy, but they're sweet. They're cute. And I like the tone of his voice. So it also comes off like he was just having the best time ever just singing the song. And as you had mentioned earlier, he jumps into other jazz things. So maybe this was that thing for him to have a really good time and just have a good time and do a little popular poopy stuff. Was that an emote? Uh-oh, should somebody clip that? Aman says I should clip that little thing I just did as an emote. I can't do it again. By the way, hi, Aman. And Anford. But Driver, thanks a lot. That was fun. That put me in a good mood. I was like, hey, all right. So I just want to let everybody know I had a few people drop in. Hi, Makuzi on La Cremosa and Hot Chicken and Diaper. Also, just parachuted in as well. I have 3 more donos to make up from the other day, and then I'm going to start with the new donos from top to bottom, high to low on today's droppings. That didn't sound right. Droppings. Gross. Next up is going to be Dixon. And so Dixon 465 would like us to hear... This is a band called Zao. The name of the song is Croatoan, I believe. This is a legacy Christmas metal band that started in 1993. Their newest albums have some of their best music to date. Christmas metal. Okay. Reindeer had a 45. And here we go. Let's see what this is all about. Sludgy Doom Christmas. It's so rattled in the saturation, but that's what's going on here. Great dreariness. And you say they're an old Christian band, or are they still? Were they Christian and then they went to this genre, or is this the genre that they were in while being a Christian metal band? I'm really liking this zone in the song. A little bit of a metal gaze. Or sludgy gaze, maybe. Man, is that vocal fried. I like this. I like it. But it reminds me of, I don't know if it's a Meshuggah track or. What does this remind me of? Why am I... Is it a Deftones track or... I like that arrangement in the back. That's what it was, Slipknot. That's what it, that just that one little section. Senorita, thanks. Yeah, it reminded me of Slipknot. 3 really super nice little sections that were definitive in the track. Of course, the one that was getting me going, had that kind of Slipknot vibe in it. But I have to say, my biggest rinse in the track is the opening, and the 2 times I went back into kind of that sludge gaze kind of vibe. Obviously, I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't make out anything that the lyricist was saying. And the lyricist, any of the lyrics that the singer was saying. And the tone of that growl was so insidious, you know. And I myself, when I hear that this was Christian metal, you know, I guess I should just look up to see what the lyrics are. Or maybe this track may not have anything to do with that as a subject matter. Maybe they transitioned. Have they always been Christian metal, or did they start that way and kind of cross over into that, like maybe went a different direction? I've always wondered what it was in the emotional arena of spirituality, especially in the Christian religion, when a track like this comes out. Like, that's such a juxtaposition with the gnarliest and the darkness of what metal represents. Yet, I guess if you're Christian or something, a lot of things that you do are in support and glorifying Jesus, I guess. I don't know much about it, but you know, so to me it's like, wow, how does that like work? Like, what's their following? You know, how does the image, the messaging image, something that is like spiritual as in Christianity, and yet this really super heavy metal? It's a trip. You know, and that's something that, like, I'm truly like interested in going, how does that work for everybody? I don't know. It's just because the ferocity of the music and stuff like that brings out the more, you know, kind of part of your soul, you know. when we're, you know, unless maybe it might be towards a part of the religion where it might be some of the hell and brimstone kind of vibes, perhaps. I don't know. I'm gonna have to just look up the lyrics and let myself figure it out on that, because that's what I would have to do. Let myself figure it out. Thank you so much, Ming. Made me contemplate. The track made me contemplate. Ryan, let's see, Ryan's Resolve is up next. And then I have Great Sage Sun. And then we have Makuzia, Lacrimosa, Hot Chicken, and Diaper. Okay, let me work my way up here. This artist is named Casey, and the name of the track is Fluorescents. And so let's check this out.
Does it help if I say that I'm sorry? I know the burning in my blood has made you worry a lot. Like the medicine they gave me that hurt me. If you leave when I'm sleeping, could you turn the lights off? Magic if I wake up bathing in fluorescence. It's hard to shake the
Love this. It's got quite the alternative vibe, yeah?
when intravenous makes me feel heavy. As frail as glass and fading fast, I think that I'm ready to leave.
That was a serious fill.
So give me one good reason to believe I'm getting better. My weight keeps fluctuating and I struggle to remember the last time I slept through the night without needing to shed my blood. I'm so sick of feeling alone. But I can't stop thinking about every time that you leave me alone in the house. When I lay in my bed, suffocating with doubt, the weather I manage to function without. Every kill that I make sure I take what they gave me to kill off the pain that I'm going through daily. In every way that I am strong, I am also weak. For all the words my
I wonder if that's the same vocalist. Sounds like the tone of the growl is a little different than the performer who was singing at the beginning. My throat's hurting for the guy right now.
Does it hurt you if I say I can feel the decay?
I'm going to lean on the fact that there probably is two singers here. The one that handles the heavier work, and then this one.
The curtains, I've been crying almost every night. I don't wanna ache like this for the rest of my life. So give me one good reason to believe I'm getting better. My weight keeps fluctuating and I struggle to remember the last time I slept through the night without needing to shed my blood. I'm so sick of feeling
You know what that, this ending that we just heard, you know what that kind of reminded me was the end of Stairway to Heaven? Actually, da 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 da. Just the chord change, obviously it was slower and stuff. It's just kind of reminiscent for me on that. I really like the more of the alternative vibe of the track for me. When the middle section came in, when the heavier vocals came in, obviously that was just a huge lurch and shift in the production. They still kept the kind of production for the clean vocals, in essence, pretty straightforward through that. But I don't know, for myself, it almost feels like the one who was singing the softer vocals didn't have the same throat size or maybe wherever it was putting the tone in his mouth as the growl. But you never can tell. I've learned enough to know that I'm thinking it's one person, and then it's the drummer that does the growling, or the bass player, or the clean voice is the piano player or something. But so far, very eclectic picks here on the stream. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Next up, Great Sage Sun is coming in. What do we have here from Great Sage Sun? This is a band called Des Rocs, D-E-S, Des Rocs. The song is called I Am the Lightning, and the little messages here. Had a good time with these folks live in the flesh these years. Allow me to introduce you to them. Well, I like that. Thanks, Great Sage Sun. I don't think Great Sage Sun is here today. Okay, here we go. Nice little fuzz pedal on that bass. He's got a great voice. Has a Zeppelin Sabbath kind of riff vibe to it. I just said that. Aman. Ty goes to the runner. Yeah, you see, combo of all that. And it is a three-piece band too, isn't it? Yeah, there's some Slave in there, Blind. Yeah, there's a lot of people here chiming in for the fact that it's, you know, there's a lot of, you know, relationship and adjacent to sounds like this. For me, as I said earlier, it pulled a lot of the Zeppelin, Black Sabbath era. And then when, I forgot who it was that piped in about Greta Grand Fleet. And then I listened to the guy's voice and I went, you know what? Because that Greta Grand Fleet, I can't say it. That guy, his voice is extremely high, way up there, like in a plant range, where this guy has similar kind of a vocal approach to it, but is a whole octave lower, you know, than the Grand Fleet guy. You know, he's way up there and very powerful in his higher tones. I kind of settled in a little more for this tone in it as well. So, hang on for a second. Gotta make sure it's not my... Okay. You know me with my texts. Always gotta check to see if it's the kids. So yeah, I just love the rawness of it. That late 70s, early 80s grind. I love the riff. The guitar tone was really gritty, but I love the fuzz box. It sounded like it was a stomper on the bass. You kind of gave it that balls in, but it was just 3 people. So yeah, that's some serious kick butt and take no hostages. Super cool beans. Okay, we are up to today now. And so going low to high, we're going to be kicking some more butt over here. Makuzia, how are you? I hope you're doing well. And did you have a good week? Cruising up for a Friday? Have you any libation in front of ye? Hey, our first game of the evening is coming in from Makuzia. It's a decent week. All right, well, let's see if we can listen to this together and make it a little better for the weekend. Let me see here. What are we going here? Makuzia wants us to check out a game soundtrack by the name of Horizon Zero Dawn. This is called Years of Training. Have I heard it? And Makuzia, have you had me hear anything from this before? I think for some reason I recognize the name, if not at least the thumbnail. But okay, let's check this out. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Okay. That tone that just swept in there. Oh, I love the tempo setting of that high arpeggiation. It's random. Makuzia, what's happening in the game during this? I mean, it has all the makings of an achievement level. Oh, a training montage. But are you the character doing the training? And this is the motif? Is that it? No. Oh, I like that. So it's kind of a little a cutscene vibe, and it shows a transition of growing up from all the years of training, perhaps, be it that that's the name of this. This had that from the very beginning. The overlying percussive arrangement was front and center in the mix. Obviously, it wasn't really super big and bombastic and deep, but a lot of percussive, you know, Amon had picked up that it was the stereo imaging, even of the sampling of the toms and how it was, had a really fun, super early reflective stereo image to it, but it was really based around motivational. I guess that would be it. You know, lifting, training kind of a vibe. And then when you say that this is kind of like a character growth cutscene, then that makes all the sense in the world. And then I didn't know that was the leitmotif, but at least for me it was nice when that melody came in. Oh shit, here we go. Ah, fuck you. Sorry. That was Quado trying to get out. My bad. SP, she knew. When the motif came in, that was a very welcomed part of the arrangement, you know, because we'd already done about a minute and 20 seconds of, you know, more of the percussive build with some very light ambient work in the background. But I could see this being that kind of a bench press moment of, you know, watching the transition or growth. But you said it was a cutscene, though. So you're saying that it's nothing that I would be actively doing in gameplay, except maybe watching this as a cutscene, and it's here's where she was then, you know, here's where we are now, and then we continue the game. Yeah, something like that. I like the track a lot. The simplicity of it gave me a lot of space for theater of the mind, and that's what good music's about in my world. Oh, okay, so I kind of nailed it, kind of close. Yeah, so that's one of the things sometimes what really is a marker of a really great composer is when, I've said this before, there's always room to overload an arrangement and have a million things happening, but when you can show restraint and give it some time for you to do establishing scene, theater of the mind, especially if it's somebody like me who doesn't ever play the game, I don't know. But I can color in. I let the tension of it or whatever the emotions of the track get in with me without having to like have a ton of arrangements. This was a really good example of that. So that's that. Thanks, Makuzia. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. And that was very generous of you, like usual. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great weekend planned. I do actually, as you know before. For those of you who know. Let me see what I got here. Lacrimosa, how are you, sir? What is going on? Where is Lacrimosa? Lacrimosa would like us to check out another metal track. So we've been hanging in there with the heavy metal and the rock stuff. Big lean on that so far in the stream. Oh, good. You're hanging in there? Good. So we're going to hang in there together now with a song from the band From Autumn to Ashes. The name of the track is Short Stories with Tragic Endings. And this is a metalcore from 2001. Listened to a lot when I was younger. Thought I would share. You know, I really have become a metalcore fan. Really, out of all the genres. Wait, before I say something stupid, because that's what I'm known for, get the bingo card ready. Out of all the genres I've heard, I think metalcore to me has been probably the more predominant one. Metalcore prog, I think, because of a lot of emphasis on clean dirt voices, a lot of push on arrangements and stuff like that. I know that Nick Nocturnal calls him kidcore or something like that, core kid. So I'm grandpa core. I left that comment in one of his videos. Everybody jumped on it. He goes, dude, you're fully Grampcore or something like that. So thought I would just digress for a second in there. So here we go here. This is a bit of a listen. This is just under 10 minutes. This will all get relaxed and cozy. Let's check out this track From autumn to ashes. All right. Pink Floyd-esque. I love the live string doubling. Really raw in the engineering and stuff. There isn't a lot of sidechain trickery going on here. Boy, did this step it up really hard, real fast. Almost sounds like the kit is a fiberglass kit or kick. What a trip, man. There's all these little micro-dosed sections in there. Are there a little bit of Opeth vibes in here, guys, you think? Oh, that one note. Ouch. God, the dissonance this guitar is creating is so cool. I love how this part of the track just allows you to marinate and settle into something. And it also sways and flows because of the 6/8 vibe. Bass right there. There was that one little unique bar there. So I take it that, I mean, there's male and female singer in this band. I was for some reason, I was a lot more drawn into this last 3.5 minutes of her performing. I think once again, it was because I was able to settle in to the track and just let the swayiness of the 6/8 kind of get a hold of me with her tone of voice. Very authentic kind of, storytelling kind of song vocals, if you would, and like I said, the tone of her voice in this, where she was in the scale compared to the rest of the instruments. I think Aman may had said something very similar to that, and I really enjoyed that. I liked the other stuff that was grittier, but it was moving around pretty fast. It was like I was like, squirrel. Oh shit, what are they doing now? Oh, squirrel. Oh shit, that's where they are now. Which is fine. But for some reason, maybe it's just the mood that I'm in, but as soon as I kind of sheltered in, underneath this last 4 minutes. That was my favorite part of the track. You know, and it was really nice to listen to her voice glide like that. But like I said, I don't know if that's the fact that she's part of the band and represents a particular sound. Whenever the band might, with arrangements, transition to something mellow and soft like this. But it was a very, very, very chilled track. As a matter of fact, Lacrimose, when I was swaying and bobbing and stuff like that, I was just getting so into her voice, kind of forgot what I was doing here. I was like, what are these things on my ears? And why do I feel pressure on the sides of my head? Oh shit, I'm streaming. I got headsets on. That's because I was glazing into the track. It was nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is a good sign. Not really, because remember the last time that happened, remember I fell asleep in the stream? How many of you were here for that one? Jeez, that was sad. But it was funny. But I think too I had a rough night that night before and I didn't sleep for shit. So yeah, when I fell asleep. It's on the YouTube. I think it's on the VOD channel. Like somebody clipped it out or something. Were you there for that? Oh my God, I was like, I drooled and everything. Or I caught myself drooling. I was like, but that's a good sign. Thank you, Lacrimose. I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well and you have a great weekend. Who's next up? Hot chicken in a diaper. Hot chicken in a diaper. Ugh. I guess if you're in a foul mood, you could have hot chicken in a diaper. Sorry. Yeah, Lacrimosa, that was a very good way to put it. I like how you said it that way. Sorry, Lisa. Okay, here we go. Let's see what hot chicken in a diaper wants. Yeah. Sorry. Maki died dead. Oh, we're going to listen to a little bit of Hans Zimmer. And the name of this track. The name of this last band was An Autumn to Ashes, but the name of this track is Ashes to Ashes by Hans Zimmer. And sending a big fat aloha, and aloha to you as well. This is the opening to the movie Black Hawk Down. Thought it would be cool to do some world music. I'm down for that. Let's go. Great sound build up on that lead, man. And that short pre-delay that has a tail on it, which is a reverb that sounds like it's even more pre-delayed. Sounds fantastic. Ooh, the tonic or that low drone tone is making me kind of droopy. Wondering how long it was going to take for that to come in. chaotic vibe. With the psychedelic violin work. Or bowed work. Definitely in the same drone chokehold through the whole track. So it's about shifting up the experience in the arrangements. This is a definite mood bender track. So apparently this had to have been perhaps maybe a part of the soundtrack, obviously, to Scene. It does fade out. Not many Scene, score cues actually fade out. But if this was actually... Because I've done this before. I did this in a film about 12 years ago. I did this film where the director liked what I did so much just for about the 43-second thing. He asked if I could turn it into a track to be added onto the soundtrack. I said, yeah, no problem. I was able to do that. So I don't know whether or not this particular scene was part of an original scene, or this original piece was part of a scene and maybe had gotten extended. But it was definitely hypnotic. It definitely could have also been a very scene establishing, or maybe the opening creds, maybe. I don't know. But it definitely had a tone to it when it started, when it got more percussively ground up or started churning up. Like maybe that would be like at the very beginning, everyone's getting their ducks in a row and sun coming up from the distant desert or wherever this is being shot. Smoky, dusty things from, helicopter blades as you get ready for the morning. And then you're loading everything up and then you take off. And that's where it got a little more percussive and a little more drilled down. And then at the very end, the way it started to kind of fan off was just kind of like, you've landed into your next part of your mission and you're settling in for your next day's battle kind of vibe. But Lacrimosa had also said something earlier, which was the dissonance aspect of it that made it so uncomfortable, yet something that was very attractive, in an S&M kind of way. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It's opening credits. Okay, so that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. And it carries. If that was something for opening credits, then it really carries as far as a piece of music. And what it does is it's the embalming fluid of the journey in your head. You flush yourself with it, and you get yourself into a zone. I probably could have used a better metaphor from that, but what am I going to do? Hot Chick in a Diaper, thank you. That was a really super fun listen, and it took my head on the journey. And that drone, the last couple tracks I've listened to, I've really kind of just gone bye-bye and just drifted off. I appreciate that. Next up, Orenai. Hi, Orenai. How are you? I hope you are well. I also hope you had a nice weekend. Music to go bye-bye. Sleepy. I know, hey, funny enough, the last few tracks I've heard has put me into kind of like a kind of mode. But only because it's seductive that way. It's like, whoa. I'm going to have to up the milligrams. Okay, let's see what we got here from Orenai. This is a TV show, Band Fever 333, TV show Arcane, League of Legends. Name of the track is Hellfire. Oh, this is going to wake me up? Thank you. Thank you.
What you know about
Thanks for that heads up.
Can I do the right thing for the wrong reason? Is it bad that I'm making friends with my demons and living by a couple deadly sins just to make sure I finish what you began?
Ah, very interesting.
Ain't afraid to lose a life for 10 if it means that I get the win in the end. So I'ma do this on my own. Step into the danger zone. Pull the pin and watch it flow. I would rather die alone. I would rather die alone.
Man, that's all it is that slamming kitten, that grindy keypad. There is another arrangement behind it. The bottom end has a little bit of that dubstep vibe. Who's this artist? Hey, Tempsy. Thanks for the follow. Oh, Fever 333 is the name of the singer. Wow. Is that it? Oh, damn, I was getting into it. I was like, yay. I thought we were going to get some more out of it. You know that I think we've talked about this before. Because it's been so long now since I've ever actively really gotten beyond my own knowledge of engineering and stuff. It's just how they get maybe SB or Lisa or Aman or something. You know that pulsy vibe in the mix, of whether that's like a super hard knee post compression in the mastering process that gets you that kind of vibe in there. It almost sounds like a pressure release and compression. So I don't know if that is actually part of the patch, that it's being used, that stabby sound, or if that's actually applied in a mastering sidechain. Okay, so a sidechain and compressor limiter, yeah. To get it that breathy, you know, it's over the top, you know, it's almost as if how people use auto-tune as an over-the-top additive just to make the voice sound robotic or something, you know. I kind of like that, you know, not so much the through and through, but I like what that brings in the dynamics and stuff. And whoever that vocalist is really had some pretty crazy range, you know, and it kind of had that Joyzy, you know, with that or more of an East Coast enunciation of the track. But very, very, Arcane, what kind of a game is Arcane? Oh no, I'm sorry, League of Legends. God, just stop. Don't, please, I know. You guys are getting ready to put in the ban emotes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Oh well. Let's see what we got here. Ban, I knew it. SB, speaking of which, no, you can put in whatever you want, you know. Srot, Senjort. You know, you could always put it, you know. There's nothing ever too depressing. I think we've listened to just about everything here. So, you know. Anyhow, okay, next up, SB. How be you be, SB? I be fine. She's saying this is going to wake me up. Oh, yeah, of course. First of all, it's from you. Second of all, it's a metal genre. And this one is called Make Them Suffer. Oh, I'm sorry, the band is Make Them Suffer. And this one is called Mana God. It's a great song from one of the favorite albums ever of SB's. Here we go. Oh shit. Something's going on behind those bottoms on the zeros of the guitar. Oh, there is a keyboard there. All right, I just was looking on the video. That accounts for that, what I'm hearing in the back. Jeez. Man, that's such a massively layered pig squeal vocal performance. Sounds great. Damn. This is so brutal. I like the turnaround phrasings in between the drop bombs. Nice D&B jungle ravey loop there. It is definitely speaking into my inner ass, throaty, ball-busting part of my personality. I was going to say my inner asshole, but that wouldn't have worked out. Yeah, Patty Cakes, that's what I was going to say. You know, that side of me that nobody ever sees. Okay, SB, that was probably one of the most gutsiest ball-slamming pieces of work that I've heard in a while that I've really enjoyed. And like I said, listening to it in that capacity, that I just made that joke, like it's really hitting the real inner asshole of me. It's like that if everybody has a really bad side of them. Some of us have better holding of our tempers or managing it and stuff like that. I seem to think that I'm a master at doing it, but whenever I talk to the wall and I'm punching it out at the wall and my inner asshole comes out, this would absolutely be my establishing scene track for that scene in my life, because it has that vibe to it. The big take for me on this, two of them actually, is one, the intense layering on the vocal, the gnarly pig squealy vocal fried voice. I think there was like 3 or 4 different layers going on in there. Whether it's chained out or there's a couple of passes that are doubled, whether they're using a double or something like that. I really did like that performance, and I don't know how, but it's actually happened where the whole growling pig squealing thing to me is like, yeah, that's just part of the thing. Let's go. I'm not, ooh, gross. What is that? I also liked. Remember, I was at the very beginning. I'm going, but wait a minute. I'm hearing something behind the opening riff and the chug. That's not guitar. At least I don't think so. And I'm going, man, but there's a definite squawk behind it that sounds a little more. And then cut to scene where I believe the person that's the keyboardist, actually where it stopped right here on this thumbnail, has like a synth guitar thing. So maybe there's much more visceral DJ-esque arrangement and composition contributions from her on that. And I dug it. There's no two ways about it. It spoke to that part of me. I couldn't help it. I did. The inner cucking funt, as I like to call it. I have that. I always wanted to do a segment called Cucking Funt. And forgive me if I offended anybody, but just in the sense of like, you really can't say that, but I just did, but you can't, in calling people out. But I remember we all talked about this. I'm going to stay very far away from things that are controversial. And I work really hard by doing that, by opening up the Positive Wave Writer and all those other ones, you know what I mean? So, anyhow, it spoke to that voice, SB, and thank you. So, excuse me. Let's continue on. I know there are certain parts of the world where you actually can say it. I've heard it in more than enough movies and stuff like that where it's not as, gnarly as if you said it over here. It's like you get strung up by your taint and your feet upside down. You just get hurt. I'm just moving on now. Next up is Lisa Wolf. Couple days old after her birthday. How are you? Did you do it? Hey, Lisa, did you do anything special for your birthday? Yeah, Temps. It is. You're right. You slept. Sleeping for the win. I like that. What did you do for your birthday? I slept for 2 days. Was the sleeping assisted with like maybe some couple martinis or a dab of something or other? So anyhow, let's check out what Lisa would like. Lisa wants us to check out a track called All of the Dabs. All of the dabs. All of the dabs for you. Isn't it that Led Zeppelin single of their last album? What was that song? Da 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 da. I don't know. I digress. Okay, so Lisa Wolf would like us to listen to Giron Tell. The name of the track is Overlord. And that's it. All of my love. Right, Shadow. Right on the head, brah. As much as I love Tim Fallon, there's another clip synth master of the NES and Commodore 64 that I enjoy even just a tiny bit more, and that's Giron Tell. While not always as intricate in composition, the ability to shape the sound is impressive. So impressive, Giron Tell may have accidentally invented dubstep in 1993 on the NES. That's cool. And I talk about that too a lot of times, where compositions don't necessarily have to be over the top, but the development and the use of the tones and tone structure could just push that into, unlocking a new level of coolness. So, yeah, here we go, Lisa. Lisa, did you send me one from Overlord before? I just kind of recognized this thumbnail graphics from something. A wobbly waveform. Oh my goodness. little Spanish undertones. The sweep-esque. I really like that. It's not overly intrusive. When did this game release? (1993). So this was pretty cutting edge then, wasn't it? God, what a horrible phrase. I hate that phrase. You notice how the bass is all connected, right? Boom, 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 boom. It's very melodic too, like this section here. You know that very high and the lower in unison, right? So listen to the bass. Boom, 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 or boom, boom. It's tied to that tone that's like 2 octaves up. So this must be the loop point or earlier on for the game. 2 things about this that I found really interesting that I enjoyed, and for some reason it didn't bother me. And that's the good thing. It's the constant, you know, it almost like the piano going down or whatever that arrangement going down, you know, chromatic, or the chords, you know, all the way, you know, 1 through 5, you know, I don't know, I forget the name, the phrase of that. And it didn't bother me. I think one of the reasons why it didn't bother me is because it wasn't quantized, but still was played well. But I liked because it kind of flowed a little bit like, you know, humanized, you know, a little bit watery and stuff. And but the one thing I was really kind of like, well, that's unique. For something that was so wavy in its design, synthwave oscillators and stuff, the kick and the snare sounded pretty cool. Sounded pretty fresh. You know, instead of like maybe cheesy 16K. So I thought that was a really nice marriage to it. So, plus, I was just tripping out watching the video on this. That's always a good one. But, yeah, the arpeggio. The arpeggiation. The cappuccino. The gazpacho. Ah, that was fun. Okay, next up, we are going to be listening from Tonto Corazon. Hi, Mr. Corazon. Are you here, sir? A ver, ¿qué quieres? ¿Quiere una canción de un grupo artista de The Deer Hunter? And the name of the song is Mr. Usher. And the message is to everybody. Hey, everybody, I hope you're doing well. That comes from Tonto Corazon. And the message is, you've said it before, but never know when you listen to the Deer Hunter. Almost every song gives you whiplash, and that's what I'm preparing for. Oh, as a matter of fact, actually, before I do this, I gotta refresh my glass of water really quick. Give me 10 seconds. Stand by. Aye. Three, two, one. Here I am. Okay, thank you. Yeah, right? It's the peanut butter whacked me on that one. All right, here we go for Tonto Corazon. Let's see what we got here. All right. What?
The shutters close when he's around. The children shut their eyes in fear of what they must surmise when all the gentlemen
A Bublier. Feeling the
down.
Bublier vibes.
Yeah, Mr. Usher's on his way to town. He keeps his sights set straight and true. His idle hands won't flit or flutter, never does he slip or stutter. Still his mind is menacing away. Hey. Yeah, Mr. Usher's
Yeah, I was going.
proud today. He needn't dirty up his hands. Help twist your heart until you're manic, lost in endless streams of panic. Pray you're not the one he finds.
Oh my God, listen to the bass.
Mr.
Fantastic.
Usher's got you on his mind.
Anytime we plan to get a bit off track, he's the only one who can bring it back. The main manipulator, yeah, the wolf who leads the pack.
Who's the other very famous pianist that does this style of music? Not Bublier, but the other guy. Super. I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. Same vibes. Well, I like that lo-fi muted trumpet. Oh, listen to that bass. Oh, it's so gooey and rubbery and fretless.
He'll have you hanging by a string, or loose if he prefers you perish. All your dreams become nightmarish if you block his path or plan. Oh. Yeah, Mr. Usher always gets his man. Yeah, Mr. Usher always gets his man.
that smoky organ, said my ex-wife. What is the name of that artist? This was beautiful. I so loved this track. But I spent myself most of the time racking my brain. Who's the swing piano, modern contemporary swing piano artist, singer that's a junior? Contif? Ray Cont? I can't. Why am I not remembering? Oh my goodness. Harry Connick. Harry Connick Jr. There you go. Thank you. That's what it is. So does it not have that same vibey swing piano jazzy thing going on? That, yes, completely. Shut up, SB. It had that beautiful swingy vibey thing, man. I love that. Because the arrangements are so fun in that style of composition, yet the instruments, the depth of the instruments in that kind of jazzy swing quartet or band vibe has such unique richness because of the dynamic sounds of the instruments. You know, like the ooey gooiness of the upright bass and stuff like that. You know, that whole thing just, and also that style of swinging, like hey, hey, I don't know. Maybe that's just my jam, and I never knew it. I'm gonna come out of the closet to this music, to this genre and stuff, because that's the kind of stuff I can listen to going, hey, ho, a Scooby-Dooby-Do. My name is Steven, and I don't like peanut butter. Hey, a bubba-dee-ba-da. I'm just gonna move on now because I'm talking bubbles. Senor Rui, you are up next. Looks like we're gonna do something from a movie. Senor Rui, is you here? I think I saw you chime in earlier. You lurking and you're slurping? No, don't. Yeah, if you're gonna clip that, oh boy, that's it. I'll get canceled. It'll be just steam escaping everywhere. Let me see. What are we doing here? Oh my goodness. This one's coming from Senor Rui. There he is. Hi. Oh, you making some coffee? I didn't make any coffee for the stream, so I copyless. My granddaughter used to call it Abba Copy. My very first granddaughter I had like 12 years ago, and I'd walk around with my house, and I'd put the creamer in it, and I'd have to put it down, and she'd want to come up and touch it. I said, you can't touch it, it's hot. This is Abba's coffee. And then once she went for it, and I said, well, I took her hand and put it just close to the mug, didn't let her touch it. She was like, ooh. And from that point on, she'd see me walking around, and I'd wake up in the morning, and I'd hear the voice out of nowhere, Abba Copy? Yes, honey, Abba Copy. All right, that was just an ooh-ah moment. Okay, and yes, an adorable ooh-ah moment. All right, let's do this from Senori. This is Prisoners, is the movie. The song is Through Falling Snow. And this is the hunting theme from a movie about a father whose little girl is kidnapped. Oof, that's a tough one. All right, let's go. Heavy moment, this kind of score. Slow anxiety build. Hear it in the background. So you hear that build, right? Powerful dark build with that. I know, did you hear those double basses chunk in now and then? Super pulling piece there. I mean, as a composer, when I listen to a piece of work like this, the construct in my mind is kind of as of if in this particular scene that was not wanting to discover what you're about to discover and hoping it's not what it is that it's going to be, but you know you have to go ahead and either A, open it, do it, or something like that. And it's a slow kind of it's almost as if you were one of those click clack ball where you get three of them and one goes click click and it gets smaller and then bigger and bigger and bigger as it gets more intense. Ammon and I both at the same time heard the double basses a couple times really chunk down on the lower end. Maybe it was significant for something very dark and ominous and stuff like that. And then after that whole energy shifted back up and got back into that other quieter sway. Could have been a scene like where you're in the rain, standing in the rain and in a dark environment after reflecting on what it is that you found. So it's, I mean, when I listen to a track like this, obviously it was beautiful. I listen because also the thing is with composition of this nature, a lot of times you establish with that scene a breathable dynamic pattern. You know, does that necessarily mean tempo? Yeah, it could be rubato, but as the pad work started breathing in and out, you slowly started creeping up with a little bit of the agitation. Remember I was saying, oh, here it comes. Do you hear it? Do you hear it? Do you hear it? Then builds up and takes you there. You know, and because I don't know the movie where this is at, I'm thinking, look, if I would have wrote anything like this, it would have had something to build into something darker, and then, oh shit, what did I find? Or something of that nature, or something that gnarly went down, and then you just stuck there with, you know, agony in your hands kind of vibe. So, something like that. It was very pretty. I love music like that. I really do. I'm a mood music composer. I'm not a frou-frou composer, and I don't mean frou-frou the artist. I'm not really a lot of super big fanfare-ish. I can do it. I know that sounded arrogant. I didn't say I can do it well. I can do it. I'm just more of a mood composer. That's why a lot of the works that I do don't necessarily go flying in and out of many. If I'm in a key, I'm going to stay as close as possible in the pocket as I can, you know, to the tonic, and don't be stepping out too much and get overly, you know. I just want to pull people in more rhythmically than I do a lot of times in my arrangements than I do with like bold changes and stuff. Unless the change is an answer to something serious happening in scene or something. Fuck, did I run on that one? Kairu, you is up next. We're doing some anime. Of course, Kairu like anime. Did I ever tell you the story of NMA? NMA? Did I ever tell you that? Let me know if I ever told you that. Name of this anime is Macross Frontier. And this is called Ranka no Kustsushita no Uta. This song is by Ranka Lee. That was apparently part of a concept album for this anime that I watched a little of. I just heard the song somewhere and it's really pretty. All right. Okay. Kairu's giving us something really pretty to listen to. Aw, already. Aw, it is very lighthearted. Those vocals.
大きな猫みたいに優しいよねそしていつも頑張るよねみんなのため世界の平和のため今日君が救い一番でいたいんだ
Routen Soundgarden.
君を塗りたくって眠りたい
Very fun, very lifty, very bouncy. Getting close. Sorry for messing that up, Cairo, but that's what it pulled from. Yeah, Anford, I really love the fact that this is really rinsing in the woodwind section and the flutes. All the reeds. A little bassoon down there. That clarinet. Oh, my fun it is to ride on a sleigh. Pretty harmonies. Now you made me hungry. I'm gonna get a pretzel. I know that's all it's missing is the sleigh bells, right? Those are like cheater bells. Kyrie, you know what's really pretty about tracks like this, and as a few people recognize, reed section, woodwinds, flutes, with this kind of fun arrangement, it gives the composer a lot of room to have some fun with the arrangements, being that it's not sectional. It's not a section of clarinets or a section of bassoons or anything like that. It's one off. So you have these wonderful opportunities to have these multiple conversations around the melody. But for me, whenever I hear something like this, and what makes this really light and fluffy, is in my world of thinking. I think on the last stream I told you that I did an audiobook called Santa's Map. And for some reason, I think I picked this up from Prokofiev, is a lot of the woodwind stuff were always birds, or the flutes were the birds, and things that fluttered, and things that, I don't know, maybe it's the flutteriness of the stops on clarinets and stuff. The flutter, there's no such word as flutterliness or fluttering. You know, so this vocal, this performance of this pseudo Jingle Bells has, you know, that kind of vibe for me. It's like a bunch of birds sitting around in a tree that are just playing, you know, doing the arrangements while this girl's singing her part. So, yeah, that's how I felt about it. Fluttershy. Oh no, I'm getting close to my cutoff time. Shit. Okay, I got 2 more I can do. Next up, Temsi, 1993. Bum 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 ba 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 bum. Let me see what we got going on here. Today we're doing a track called from the band or the artist Massen. The song is Together Alone. You didn't know I streamed? I stream. Are you here, by the way, Temsi? This is for you. And thank you very much. That was kind, very kind dono. Let's go no and see what we don't know about what you bring us. There he is. A nice clean sound of the guitar with that. That's really super cool. Listen to the little grindiness of the bass back there. That's like a hint that something's about to blow up. A little bit of a Tatia tone in her voice from Ginger. So this is, when you say that's tame, it's probably one of their chill tracks in between more of a metally poundy album. It's very melodic though. Trippy little chorusing on that violin arrangement. Wait, I'm sorry. It's the same guy playing guitar, playing the bass as well? And the drums? different? Okay, I'm just... The way it's cut sometimes. Only because they're all wearing the same shirt, I guess. Oh, there we go. Great building the track. I like when they picked up on that melody we're hearing now from that thin violin sound that we had at the beginning. I like how they got that drilling in both sides. Really great building the track. Obviously, without a doubt, I mean, we're seeing in the video doesn't represent necessarily what. Let me get over here to her. There we go. To what I'm hearing, I mean, I'm hearing some synth pads. We heard a little bit of that lead work with that violin kind of vibe. And the only reason why I thought it was everybody else is because the guy in each actionable cut with bass and guitar stuff had the same shirt on and beard. If it wasn't the same guy, it's not just at first, which doesn't matter either. Has nothing to really do with that. I like the tone of the track, but I also loved the fact that her voice was kind of adjacent to Tatia's clean sound from Ginger. I mean, that's how I felt about it. But it is like it says here that actually funny that it may be, and also that you say that this is their more tame track. I love the title of the album, which I can see here, really matches this song, which was Gentle Brutality. That's kind of like what this was. That's the way I felt about it, so... Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in and saying how's it and dropping in and saying hi. I appreciate the dono. Come and hang out. And if you haven't joined us on the YouTube channel where I pop all the VODs, anything I do here goes over to that YouTube channel. The YouTube channel URL will show up in just a second somewhere. Go over there and say hi. Next up, the kebabs. Of course, the kebab seller. Kebab seller in the house. Let's see what he's going to bring to us again. This one is a anime called Hunter x Hunter 2011. The name of the track is The Emperor's Time. He says, I'm donating this one preemptively. Okay, so that means he didn't know when I was coming back. He knew he'd throw it in the list eventually to get to it. Well, we're here with it, Kebab Seller. So let's do this. Let's see what the Kebab Seller is bringing us. By the way, how you doing, buddy? Mr. Kebab, say hi in the comment on YouTube, because you're obviously not here today. Here we go. This is nice. I love the creepiness and getting into this. You hear that little cheesy crunch guitar sample in the back? Sounds so cool. Wow, this is really cool. Little side transy. Something must have fell apart in the scene right there. Like it was a big build up to a battle or something like that, and then something fell apart. D&B Secret Agent Man. There was something gross about that. I mean, in a perfect way, the way the composer did that. Yeah, at least I'd say that. A little bit of Bernstein there, too. I'd love to see this scene. You hear that creepy metal in the back with the guitar? There's Tom Cruise. Obviously mixed by a non-rock and roller. Those drums are way back there. You know how different this would be if the drums and everything in the back was pushed an extra 4 dB. That ending drone, something else is going to come in the scene. In a world where Tom Cruise is over 5'10", because he's a short guy. It was really super. I really enjoyed the piece, and I could tell that it was written with the dynamics in cue to, you know, to whatever it was written to in action. What the hell am I trying to say? It was a scene scored piece, you know, because of the dynamics and the elements and stuff like that. But the one thing about it, hey Ivy Creep, how are you? The one thing about it, and I think Learn dropped in earlier. I'm sorry, because I'm leaving in about 10 minutes. I'm sorry. I think one of the things is like I said, when I said earlier, you can tell a non-rock and roll individual mixed this because I think what probably would have been a little bit more of an emphasis, it was still a really cool piece, but if they would have just shoved the drum kit and the bottom end a little bit hotter, like even 2.5 dBs would have changed a little bit more. The outcome would have been a little more aggressive. That could be exactly the way, and it ended up the exact way the producer and the composer wanted it. I'm just saying that I would have loved to have had a little kick in the pants from the drum kit. I'm just saying. You know what I mean, Aman? It was almost like, it almost was to a place like saying, are you trying to satisfy somebody else's suggestion, to say somebody who might be the guy who cut the check and goes, gee, I think it'd be really nice if we had some drums in there. And then you're the composer going, what the fuck? And then you realize he's the one cutting the check and you go, okay. And he puts drums in there and that guy was appeased by it, you know. But he goes, well, we're going to mix it down here. We're not going to make it as, you know. So I'm just saying. Sorry, that's what I get for making that bad joke. Park Pal, use up next. Park Pal wants us to listen to a song from the band or artist Wintersleep. Name of the track is Laser Beams. And a lot of fans prefer the first couple albums from this band. There's definitely a departure from artsier music to more pop acceptable, but I'm a fan of both eras, and there's something about this track in particular, the penultimate, I don't know what that is, because I was in special ed, I can't read everything, on their third album that I always come back to as a nice in-between point. All right, let's do this. One day
laser beams will cure my sight. -5, it's pretty much blind. I wanna see things, you know. Stare so deep into the laptop light. Sip your coffee and stare like you got something to say, but you can't say it, cause it just ain't there anymore. A vague premonition flexing its might.
I love the growth in this kind of lo-fi vibe, because you also know that something's coming around the corner.
And space, and time and space, and time and space, and nothing really matters anymore.
Trying to figure out if that's a flute.
You can't say it, don't ever say it. It's not tangible, it's not even relevant. A warm hand, a short skirt, a soft blanket, a trusty appliance, a 57 in mathematics and science, an oxygen mask. They'll stick it and they'll never come back. They'll never come back. They'll never come back anymore. Are you with me? And am I wrong? These silly old songs.
I like this.
Do they mean anything, or am
Oh, thank you
I
for the
just
definition of
wrong?
penula and
Am
tamet.
I just wrong? How did I ever get
It's a
so
tight
cold
kit, a
and
tight room
young?
sound.
A foreign lick from a familiar tongue. It's not one you love, but it's familiar enough. Mouthful of teeth chewed up and spit on the ground. When I speak, are my words just wide naked sound, carelessly rendered and scattered around. Random animal, clumsily stitched together, forever alien and forever altered.
Not only does it just build, but it also sped up a little bit too. Brought on a little bit more of the anxiety feeling by jumping the tempo. Yeah, that definitely answers it all right there, Senori. This was one of those tracks that just, there was no definitive hook to it, but there was a continual build to the pattern of what it was that was being, I think it was a 4-chord pattern. So that 4-chord pattern actually just slow build, bigger, fatter, wider, fat, and then it bumped up in the tempo and everything. And that's really fun to do with tracks. You know, if you have that ability. I have a hard time doing that kind of stuff. I don't know why. I think because the ADHD intricate composer mind sometimes doesn't allow me to rinse and let things sit for longer than 8 bars without thinking, I'm getting panicky, I'm getting bored, or I'm getting something, I've got to put another change in there instead of just letting something go. I think the only time that I ever do anything like that is on my other channel, Sounds of Tranquility, which is just really nice, pretty ambient pads that I just let kind of blah, 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 and meander on to put you in a nice little zone and kind of trip out with a little bit of, lo-fi work here and there, because that's what that calls for. But the kind of writing that goes into this on a pop rock or I don't know if you would call this pop rock, but to me, I feel like audience or people who would listen would get really bored of it, but it was a super great build. You know what I mean? It's that whole sign of, build. And then actually the whole last minute, there was 0 vocals in it. Nothing came back to get us going except for just without the cracky voice. All right. Next, 794, Blind Element, Loga Namalus. I'm going to have to catch you on the next round because I have to do one cheesy wheel Nuevo, one cheesy wheel Pobre, and I got to bounce. This was a lot shorter of a stream than I normally do. So just hang in there. Next time I come back, you guys are in. I know you were so close. I'm so sorry. But if I don't do this, I just hang in there for me, man, I promise. So I'm going to hurry up and do some Wheel of Cheese really quick. And let me do this. Hang on. Cheese. Okay, that's not a wheel. That's not one of our wheels. Yeah, I'm already going over. That's why. So that's why I want to hurry up and get this done. But I want to honor what I say. That's why. I could have kept going and not done cheesy, but I know that a lot of people hang out for the cheesy. So here we go, guys. Cheesy wheel. Okay, first we're doing Queso Nuevo. Just a few people here. If you see yourself here, we're doing this right now. Let's go. Remember, nothing over 7 minutes. Nothing over 7 minutes. Nothing over 7 minutes. Nighty Night 99. All right, let's see what Nighty Night 99 wants. Nighty Night 99 would like from a game called Batman Arkham City. Let me see what that is here. Stand by. And let's do this. This is for Nighty Night 99. And welcome. If you're new, come on and say hi if you're hanging out there. Let's go. All right. Batman. I like this. I like how tucked back the storm drums are on this. Hey, Square Meal, how are you? I don't think I said hi to you. Yeah, he's definitely using, Zimmer's previous works as a seeing eye dog, maybe to keep some kind of consistency. A little bit of an influencer. I like the sequence. Can you hear it? I like this bold and fat and like so Gotham City, even though it's Arkham City. Bring the glory of the choir. Da-da. I thought I'd finish the phrase. I like that. What so as we mentioned before, staying kind of close to the third rail, if you would, of Zimmer style composition. But I really liked this lo-fi loop that the composer had going through the whole thing. It wasn't a root or a tonic, but with every change, though, it was, I believe, the root in each chord change and stuff. But there was always that, because those tom-toms or the storm drums were way in the back. And there was percussive things happening here, but there was that ominous little thing in the back of your head. You'd feel it right here in your neck. That's always... It's identifiable if you want to listen for it, but if you don't listen for it and you're pulled in just by the bigger orchestral arrangements, that kind of rents space in that part of your tone, in that part of your area in your head, as this constant anxiety thing. Okay, this is it, guys. Last wheel of cheese. Queso pobre. Are you guys ready? Queso pobre. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. Doop 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 doop. Here we go, guys. Queso pobre. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? All right. Who is this? This is Lautiv 17. Wow. I don't know that it's been quite a while since we've had some, I don't even know when the last time was that Lautiv. It landed on Lautiv. So let's see where we got to go here since it landed on Lautiv. Okay, Lautiv wants a game, and yay. This game is called, have I ever done anything from this? R4, Ridge Racer Type 4 by Kota Takahashi featuring Kimura Lovelace. Linda's distant relative? Okay, wait a second. I don't know. Let's go. Let's see what this is all about. All right. SB got that.
He's the one for me.
Oh, this definitely has car racing gems. Nice. Oh, God, I love that bass sound. That's that like mid-80s bass. He gives me what I need. 4 on the floor. Model on the throttle. Nice R&B soulful track there. Vocals. What a fun track to end the stream on. Oh my God, that was fun. That had such the 80s vibe. I've always loved that bass sound. But yeah, somebody said something else that I thought was really cool, but it had more of a 90s mix to it. You know, and I did notice that. Also, the old school 80s funk pop, Paul Jackson Jr. muted guitar. It was synthy, obviously, but it just reminded me of the old days of Paul Jackson Jr. But he was the hired gun for all this stuff during that whole era when I was working at Studio Sound and we were doing Tiffany's first album. But George Tobin, the producer, was producing many different things. So whenever that sound came to mind, I knew when Paul was on his way because the cartage company would show up with these 2 racks, ginormous racks, and roll them into the studio. I go, oh, Paul's on his way here. Very cool. But that was a super fun track. Really funky doodle and everything. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much. Next 794, Blind Element and Logan. Sorry I didn't get you in on this, but I do have to get out of here. I got to lay down and chill for something that I got to do a little later today that I want to do. And so I'll just keep an eye on your notifications for me popping back in. Tomorrow, no. Sunday, really good chance of me coming in for a couple of hours on Sunday. I'm all over the place. I'm not scheduled for the next 2 weeks until I wrap my head around the holidays. So it's just a matter of keeping up on the notifications and stuff. So thank you guys. Patty cakes. Don't worry, buddy. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me at the Happy Aloha Friday. And, you know, like usual, like I always say, you got to count the wins somehow, somewhere, no matter where, no matter how crappy you think your day might be. There was something that you did or something that happened to you that was a win. And so don't forget to count that. Okay? Is that a deal? Right? High five?